member of the ANC involved in corruption and nothing happens about them. Go through that. So every member of the ANC, not just the leaders, throughout the Republic, it has never happened since. The last time we have this scale of political education was after the unbanning. When the ANC was re-established in the country, we were doing political education of ANC members everywhere because we were establishing the branches. The ANC was unbanned, it was coming back, and there were many enthusiastic people. We, the younger people who were in all kinds of organizations, were saying the ANC is now back at home. So the last time we did that was early 1990s after the unbanning. But it is happening now across the country, every ward. We know which regions have not yet started with done all the wards. But every member of the ANC, like a member of the church, has to know the Bible. There's no other party in the Republic that is educating its members at the scale that the ANC is doing. There isn't. You can go and check. That is going to every member. And that member is compulsory for every member to attend the foundation course. At least 5 modules. The history of South Africa and the history of the ANC. The vision of the ANC for South Africa and its core values. The Constitution of the Republic and governance in South Africa. What has the Constitution says this, but what have we achieved? And then the 4th module, it's about the world we live in. And then the 5th module is about being a member of the ANC. What does it mean? And then the branch of the ANC's role. So that's the second. So, Juanita, this used to be things we talk about every conference, every NGC. We must have political education. It is happening. It is not. So the story, we like that we are credited for being good at analysis. Keep it like that. We won't throw away the credit. But start to factor the fact that we are not just good at analysis now, we are also good at action. Follow through. And let me give you the third area of evidence that renewal is early stages, but renewal is taking root and things are happening. Ethics in the ANC and discipline. In the past, so let's leave out those who are allegations and then they will go to the integrity committee. But at the moment, you know it yourself. We have a Secretary General. By virtue of being Secretary General, you are responsible for discipline. There's no member of the ANC who can just do as they wish now, like they used to do before. And they are not called by the Secretary General. So a member of the ANC does something or just issues a reckless statement, because there's no party that tolerates that. It is no longer happening that ANC members just do as they wish. NEC members issue. Even with NEC members, when they issue statements contradicting one another or the organizer, they get called. Every discipline works like this in the organization. And if there's a problem in an area, in a caucus, ANC members go and act against the decisions of the organization. They are called to order. So, Juanita, there is also a great deal of order from the center. And it applies to everybody. There's no exception. Every one of us is called to order, to conduct ourselves in a particular way. We are an organization. I want to add the area Comrade Phoebe is responsible for. So for many years in the ANC, we were saying we need to monitor people, we need to look at the performance of people. Now there is a monitoring and evaluation unit at the center. Every council that's governed by the ANC, provinces, departments. It didn't happen just because we have an NGC. People are held Firstly, the policy unit responsible for monitoring, evaluation, and research is very busy. So on monitoring performance of ANC members in government, and it reports, firstly, NEC members, PEC members are held accountable on the organizational task they are giving. So we receive reports, and each one of us can see, the provinces can see, if we agreed that this must be done, and it's not being done. So this question that if people in the ANC talk and they don't implement. The monitoring and evaluation unit just put it there. These are the people who are not acting. This is the province or the branch that's not implementing. This is the department or the minister who's not implementing ANC policy. This is the municipality or the mayor or a province that's underperforming. So they are under a tight leash. And you can't feel it because you are outside there. If we meet as the NEC and say we have a 10-point plan on the economy, everybody needs to implement it. You will hear the ETC when they come back, they'll talk to you about it. So every decision we make now is backed by monitoring and evaluation, including the branches of the ANC. Now they are forced to report, what are you doing in your community? A region of the ANC, you are forced to report, why are municipalities failing in your area? What is the role of your regional executive committee? So Phoebe has also done, the team has also, she's led a report to assess the profile of NEC members. What is the level of skill and education? Every NEC member has a profile done, prepared by the monitoring and evaluation. Every PEC of the ANC. What are the caliber of people we elect in our provincial executives up to the region? So all the regions of the ANC throughout the country have also been profiled. We know how many people who have master's degrees or who have PhDs. But we also compare if those qualifications are making a difference in their performance. So that is also being, so things are changing, renewal is taking root, and that's an important area of evidence. The next step that the team is now doing is, people will now be deployed based on the performance assessment that the unit is doing is going to be informing the decisions on who is assigned responsibility. Whether you are at a provincial level or at a national level or at a regional level, this performance assessment is going to inform this. The last area that is important is what's happening with the ANC branches. So there's extensive work about, and again, this work is led by Comrade Phoebe and Comrade Mdu Manana, organizing and policy. So to design a essentially all the branches now of the ANC work on the basis of a very concrete program of action. This is what every structure of the ANC must be able to do. So we are dealing with ethics, we are dealing with discipline, we are dealing with performance evaluation and assessment, that performance does matter. People must be assigned or deployed on the basis of performance. We are dealing with profiling, we are dealing with political education and training of the membership. So these things, before the term of the NEC, they used to be just resolutions, and that there would largely be no action against them. So Mzegezek, you see the evidence now. So that's what we were referring to. Even with just how we organize our events, and this is perhaps this I thought this will come from you. Even how we organize our national events. There's a great deal of seriousness about organizing an ANC event, like a conference must be run properly. A conference must be organized properly. There's a whole list of things, branches and regions requirements they must meet before provinces, they must meet before conferences. So I just want to, let me deal with the question of the SACP. I think is it Lizeka who asked about, no, you dealt with the GNU. We didn't say to you that conference, this National General Council is deeply concerned about the SACP's decision to contest the elections separately from the alliance. And that was expressed very, very strong, that concern. And the NGC said basically that the NEC was correct to say that that decision poses a threat to the unity of the alliance, and it can cause huge fragmentation. And the NGC said the NEC of the ANC must continue to engage the alliance as a whole and its allies, its ally, the South African Communist Party, and take whatever decisions are necessary to make sure that the ANC, especially in preparation for the elections. So there's no detail, but the NGC said the NEC needs to engage the alliance, engage the SACP, but also take appropriate decisions to ensure that the ANC is going to contest these elections properly. Obviously, one of the things you should know is that ANC members must be in the campaign of the ANC. All ANC members are expected to be in the campaign of the ANC. They can't be in the campaign of another organization. That's very, so the discussions will continue, but we are concerned, and we want to make sure that we do as much reaching out as possible. Our position on BEE, Carol, is just clear, that we can't allow those who are opposed to transformation to try and set the terms of debate for whether there will be economic transformation or not. We can have a discussion amongst us who are willing to have genuine redress and genuine transformation about what weaknesses BEE may have had, but there must be economic transformation. So whatever issues have been raised about ensuring that our economic transformation and economic empowerment agenda is delivered, the fundamental issue is that there can be no retreat on the question of redress. We can't allow the economy of our country to remain in few hands of a particular racial group and the rest of the country. It will be completely unjust. It would not be worthy of what the struggle was about. Very ANC, very good, or you are just repeating this slogan of Mzagezek. The ANC is very good in diagnosing problems. The NGR hijacked by money. The money issue is a matter of great concern, but it's not that we are doing nothing about it. So I think you need to also wait until all the commissions. We are dealing with the macro issue of the theory, strategy, and program. There's a lot more detail coming from the Commission on Organizational Renewal, in which I was there. There's a lot of reforms. We call reforms in the way our organization deals with conferences and so on. And the issue of money definitely is receiving a great deal of attention. The GNU. It's Lizeka now. That's where you said, no, I didn't see what the Secretary General's statement is. But you remember the big issue was, do ANC members see sense in the intervention, the tactical intervention made by the NEC to establish a government of national unity? That's the big question. And the conclusion of the NGC is ANC members perfectly agree that it was necessary, it was a necessary and correct tactical intervention, to establish a broad-based government of national unity, and broad-based and inclusive. And Kosnat, it's you who are saying the ANC is in a coalition with the DA. There's a big difference, my friend. There's an absolutely big difference. We are in a government of national unity with 10 parties. We chose that we will not go into a coalition with one party here and another party there. We will bring parties around a set of objectives, including those we know are opposed to transformation. We said, come into this if you want to work with us to move South Africa forward. Come there. Your own actions will prove. So the NGC basically supports that intervention. This broad-based, but it says, NEC, continue to make sure that the GNU is stable. President, continue to intervene to make sure the GNU functions. It must be measured against what it is doing, rather than the noise. There's lots of noise from other parties. By the way, you guys, there's lots of positioning. We read everything. All the parties are in the GNU for particular strategic advantage. We can't blame them. The PA is in there because they want to derive advantage. All parties go into coalitions to derive advantage. It's so basic and it is so obvious. Why would you punish the parties for trying to derive advantage? The key issue is, what is the ANC doing? We don't want them to come in there and keep quiet. But we want to make sure we instill discipline. There must be cohesion. There must be commitment to one program. That program is in the statement of intent. And the parties that are there must be committed to addressing those things. So we know there are ideologies. If a party we know, like Freedom Front Plus, we know their ideology. We are not asking them to change their ideology by joining. How can we do such an ask? We're not asking the DA to change its ideology, but it must all of them must subject themselves to the fact that this GNU has a program, and that's why the NEC was not discussing any party. I mean, the NGC did not discuss any party. It just said we are worried about the conduct of the different parties there. This GNU there must be discipline instilled, and the rules must be able to bind everyone to work for the Republic. So there were concerns as yes. But we can't, the ANC is a big organization. It cannot spend all its time worrying about other parties. We must worry about the problems of South Africa and South Africans. So there's no contradiction between what the SG said and what I reported. Our principal thing is the GNU must work, and all parties must behave there and work for South Africa. KZN is a big province. We can't discuss our strategy in the media. We have a strategy for KZN. We can't discuss it in the media. The Veterans League is playing a very important role. So if you deal with that question about are things changing and what is changing, one of those is that the Veterans League is really driving a lot of renewal reforms. Things are not the same. The Veterans League is a key driver of renewal in the ANC. In many of the things we are referring to, including with the branches and ethics, is the Veterans League driving that. So there are real concrete steps to deal with vote buying, but some things we also can't announce them too early, because people will develop a strategy to counter our plan. They'll stop buying the votes this way and develop another way of buying votes. So bear with us if some details we are keeping, because we want this to be effective. Goge, I think you are covered by Andres. Samkele is gone. I won't answer a question of someone who's gone. He says, but if you are involved in renewal and your youth are not involved, how can renewal be possible? The youth, the young people throughout the country. The 125,000 we are talking about, lots of youth are involved. The top about the NECs. So you can't measure whether the NEC of the Youth League completed the foundation course. But in the provinces, in the regions, in the branches, all those young people are involved. The Youth League structures have gone through the foundation course. With the NEC, they can't escape it. So they missed the deadline of the NGC. It's just the deadline of the NGC. They've actually written to me as the principal to suggest an alternative time frame to take them through. So renewal is happening. Nobody will escape these training programs. I just need to add, in 2026, we are introducing governance training as the OR Tambo School. Again, the message that renewal is happening. From 2026, we have a local government leadership program. All new councillors of the ANC, the candidates, are going to go through a 5-year training, continuous, about the role of councillors. Those who are in executives will also have executive training. And our MPs and MPLs next year, everybody's going through governance training as well. There's also a leadership training program for all those of us who are in leadership structure. So renewal is taking root. And the NEC members have just completed their foundation course too. And nobody is really exempted. Comrade Phoebe dealt with the economy. I just think we covered everything. So colleagues, when we invite you to some of the specific events, I didn't talk about communication. Mahlenge is your colleague. There is a lot happening with jacking and transforming the communication machinery of the ANC. She's your colleague, but their renewal is happening on the communication front. She will have time to share with you. A lot is happening there, and probably my only last thing is that we were also in the student movement together, not just in the Youth League. Andries was in NUSAS. Phoebe was in Azaso first, and then in Sansco. Me and Mahlenge were in Sansco, and then in Sasco. Carol, the NUSAS. So we were in the student movement together, and then we were in the Youth League together. The ANC cannot collapse in our hands, because that means that South Africa's prospects to become a truly transformed national democratic society would have really gone, or it's a dream, it's a price too high to pay. Too many have sacrificed. And it sounds sentimental, what we are saying, but it informs our actions and our thoughts. So renewal is not where we want it to be. We are just at the early phases of it. We hope by 2027 conference, we can report that actually more has been done. Can we go? They won't ask questions.
That was quite a comprehensive response to a set of very important questions by yourselves, colleagues in the media. And as indicated by all of the three comrades that have spoken, we are focused, we are deliberate, we are intentional about rebuilding the African National Congress, reconnecting with the people of South Africa, pursuing ethics and integrity management in the organization, and that has been demonstrated. We've given you evidence of the work that is being done. We had closed questions, and therefore, at this point, I'd like to thank my fellow comrades, and thank you very much for your inputs. Thank you very much, Nell. We are now adjourned. We are available to take one-on-ones immediately, but let's try and make it short and sharp. Thank you.